1973 Dodge Challenger, B5 blue, 344 barrel. Can you say muscle car? Welcome to Celebrity Cars. Ladies and gentlemen, we have this 1973 Dodge Challenger. We understand that it's a numbers matching car, from what we were told. A beautiful B5 blue. I'm sure it's been reconditioned sometime in its life. But the paint, the stance, is exactly what we want in a muscle car. It is for me anyway. So, what we do here at Celebrity Cars, welcome if you haven't checked out one of our cars before. What we've been doing lately is keeping you home, keeping you safe, and using myself as a living, breathing condition report. So the days of the 5-6 minute spin around videos are over. Because a lot of people don't want to get off their couch, leave their house, got some extra money to spend, maybe you're looking for a new toy, you've been looking for a 73 Dodge Challenger, this could be a very strong contender here. I want to go over the details of the car, its condition with you, so you don't have any questions about your purchase and overall condition wise. So we're going to look for rust, we're going to look for dents, dings, breaks in the glass possibly, all that kind of stuff, and we'll do it kind of sort of virtually live once again, so you can feel comfortable about your purchase. I'm going to do the very best I can. I've been over this car already. This is not a first time I'm going to be tackling this car. I've had my hands all over it. I know where some instances of where the imperfections are and so on and so forth. We're going to pop the hood, we're going to pop the trunk, we're going to hop in and out of it real quick, we're going to go for a ride, we're going to look at the undercarriage, we're going to do all these special things so you can feel comfortable about this car. Simple as that. Let's get started. Look at the whole front end of the car here. Cameraman's going to just keep a great big, over the whole front. We're going to talk about the condition of the paint. We have a couple normal road wear marks, just a couple of I presume that this restoration was done a while ago, so it has a couple imperfections in it. We're in a shaded area, we're outside, we're normally inside doing photographs of cars and videos, but outside here we're not going to be able to see as much as we normally do, but I'm here. I'm here, we're looking, the camera's whipping around. We got some, wax buildup in here. We have a really small chip in the paint here. It's working its way down into the primer. Really small, little itty bitty road marks. Look, I could really pick apart this paint. I'm not gonna. You could really, I know that the camera's really doing its job. You could see a little mark here. You could see a little mark here. There's a little mark in the black. I could point here all day, but I'm really making the car look bad. You'd be very proud to take this to a local car show. You probably won't win, but very proud to take this to the local car show to show it off to your friends. 73s are wow. They're most of them are gone, for crying out loud. This is a very good condition automobile. It's not perfect once again. We're looking at the bumper now. The bumper chrome is in decent condition. It's not perfect. It's got some minor scratches and stuff in the surfaces of it. But overall, it's really and generally in some good shape. The grill here in the front has some wear. It's just old guy wear. That's it. Okay. Got a couple little marks here from driving. Screws in here all look good. The molding looks terrific, even though it's not perfect. It still looks really good. You could see where a little bit of touch-up paint was added here and there. Really super small marks. The headlight assemblies look great. The chrome around the headlights look good. This chrome piece around I presume this would be difficult to find, this sucker right here. And the headlights on the passenger side look terrific as well. We're going to tackle underneath this bumper later on in the video. We'll have it up on the lift. We're not going to kneel down there today. We're going to see all that stuff in real good, clear camera work later on. Okay, driver's side of the car. We'll start to work our way down. The lens here looks a hair worn, but it looks good. We're concentrating on this part of the car right here. Got a little bit of what seems to be potential, a little bit of surface rust starting to come out here. We're going to run into that occasion a couple times here on this car, folks. Typically down here towards the bottom, but we'll get there later. Shown in the video later, I promise. Okay, working our way down the passenger side. We got a couple little more marks right there. Nice blue paint, nice blue paint. Down here, all of these stickers down here, these all look good. There's a couple little, these aren't scratches, folks. This is from wiping it off. They get stuck there in the stickers. The chrome around the door handle here, it's very solid. Got some wax in some of the grooves here, but all works great. The chrome piece here, it's a little worn, but it still looks pretty good. Got a small chippy doos right here in the side of the door when you open it up. Had some touch-up paint put on it, but very tastefully done. It's pretty hard to see. Let's get in here with the camera and get this birth certificate here too while we're here, just so you have it. And that's good for somebody to find on a video. Okay, and super small little scratch there, super small little scratch here. Back to some really nice blue paint, really itty bitty mark right there. This is all really wonderful. There are a couple little marks in it, but I mean, it's solid blue paint. You're right there along in the film with me. I'm not going to tear this car apart when I really don't need to. You're getting the gist of the condition of this paint. Another little itty bitty mark right here. We work our way up to the bottom of the window. This is all very typical, but then again, this isn't a very expensive car. This is a very affordable muscle car for you to take home and have. A couple little protrusions coming out here that you can see real well. The paint, all this nice and blue, nice and blue. Let's start here in the back. Got some leftover cleaning chemical product here, but other than that, the top of this bumper here has been polished, but it has lots, and I'm saying it, lots of little scratches, from either wiping it a lot, and on top of the fact that it was manufactured in 1972 for the 73 year, it's not going to be perfect, but it looks pretty good. It's all one piece. There's no big dents or dings in it. While we're back here, let's look at the cavities for the rear taillights. All the plastic is in one piece back here, all the way across for the taillight assemblies. They all look good. They're in there nice and snug. They're not loose. All this is your original abrasive cones to hold into these taillights and reverse lights. It's not in perfect condition, but as you can see in film, because somebody got some leftover wax around here, some leftover wax in some of these crevices. But I mean, geez, overall condition back here, this chrome, it's all in one piece. It doesn't have any big dents or dings in it, but it could be refinished. A lot of this car could be refinished. These letters all look good. Again, some leftover wax. These black panels in between here all look pretty good. And the back of the spoiler, although a little wax build up in here, this is all very straight. Correct from what I understand, and really looks great. I think everything back here looks great. Used, but great. We're going to cover this section when we get it up on the lift. Let's look at the trunk surface back here and the top of the spoiler. The top of the spoiler does have some wear. Again, we're just calling this age. I don't believe this was left out in a field. I think it was been cared for its whole life. It's just, age. It's been around. These pieces were not manufactured to last forever, that's for sure. Okay, the rear trunk panel. I'm looking at it from left to right. It's beautiful blue. I don't even see any of those little white chips. There may be a few small abrasions. There's a little bit here. We'll move back to this panel. Some scratching got there, not really sure what happened there. The beautiful blue, beautiful blue. Yeah, get a good look at that. I don't want to worry anybody on what's going on there, but there's a little something going on there. And while you're here, Let's take a look at this back glass. It's hard to see in the shade back here, but there's a little imperfections in the glass as far as the staining is concerned, but it's really super minor. And out here in the shade, you don't see any of it at all. But hair familiar with the car, I do know it's there. And while the camera's recognizing this rear glass, you can get inside and look down at the rear panel where the speakers are. Inside the back of the car, got a little leftover dirt, a little wear back there. Once again, old car, you're gonna have some of those things. Okay, and back to this body panel here. Same as the driver's side, we're over here on the passenger side. We have a little crack working its way down here. Okay, let's go down the side, then we'll hop back on the front of the hood and work our way up to the roof. Little itty bitty chip right there. Nice blue paint. The fuel cell here, all of this chrome inside the hole there. Okay. Sorry. This is a hair worn, folks, but it still has all of its chrome on it. It still looks really good. Blue paint, blue paint, blue paint. A couple little marks every now and then. If you notice, also, I'm a whopping 6 inches from the surface of the paint, okay? Any normal guy is not gonna be standing there. We're gonna be hanging out back here looking at it like this, going, man, what a nice car. Nobody's gonna see that except you. They're not, okay? All right, continue on here, blue paint, blue paint. I would love to find a rag and get some of this wax out of some of these little corners here. But once again, here's the passenger side. This is in good shape. A hair worn again. This is very, looks just like the driver's side. Door jamb, nice and clean. It's pretty good. Okay, working our way back down the door. I see nothing but blue paint here, folks. See a blue paint, a little scratch right here. Once again, we're gonna hit this section later on once we have it up on the lift. Little mark right there, little added extra blue paint. Not really sure what's going on there. Looks like we have some chippy-do stuff going on here. Some touch-up paint done very, very correctly and nicely and tastefully. Matches very well. Once again, I'm 6 inches from the car. You're interested in buying it, I'm trying to show you what's going on. In here, we've got some leftover wax, but all of this is all intact. It's a nice shape, just a little wear here and there. Back to the nice blue paint, small scratch right here. Work our way all the way down, and home run. Looks terrific, nice and straight. Back up to the hood. Look at all this stuff. We didn't spend enough time up here, did we? This black looks terrific. Once again, all the graphics, the emblems look super. A little bit of extremely small wear and some wax. This vent area looks terrific. Okay, your windshield. Let's pick on the windshield for a minute. See if we got a nice little rock chip right there, right smack dab in the center. Perfect spot, huh? Anyway, very hard to see, but there it is. Looking back across the windshield, the rest of this looks terrific. Now, I know that there's some wear on this windshield. Once again, we're out here in the shade. We didn't have any room in the showroom today, so I'm acknowledging that there are a couple imperfections in this windshield. But as you can see on the camera right now, boy, they're hard to see, aren't they, folks? It's not bad, just letting you know. Old glass. So now, if we could spend some time down here, make sure that our viewers can see the VIN number. And we have not talked about the roof. Standing here just like this, I'm getting ready to get in my car. My buddy's getting ready to get into my car, looks up on the hood, he's gonna see nothing but a sea of blue paint. I'm sure there's a couple little swirls or imperfections in this up here. But you're looking at what I'm looking at, folks. Look at the reflection of the sky. I think I could see maybe some little things here. And don't turn away your favorite polish and wax at home sitting in the garage. They will be happy to, this car will be happy to see that. Your extra wax and polish. to shine this up even more. A lot of this older paint, you gotta be patient with it and take some time with it. You probably get a lot of these little scratches out. I did notice here, pointed out to me that there's a really itty bitty small ding in this trim. This is the first ding in a piece of trim I've seen on this car. There might be some around the wheel wells, but boy, once again, all this adds up, folks. The condition of the trim, the glass, and so on and so forth. I also know that there's some imperfections in this glass as well. Okay, I've seen them. We're outside, we're in the shade. In case you fast forward, you didn't want to pay attention to me. If you're interested in this car, I'd be listening to every blessed word that I've got to say about this car. Okay, just a couple little lines in the glass, but again, nothing to cry home about. Just a couple age barrier marks here. Okay, the condition of the trim in here. If we could get a real quick look in here as far as this rubber is concerned, there's a couple little small cracks in it, but I can still feel the moisture in it. It's not breaking apart in my hands, and it feels pretty good. This is acceptable. It's on its way to being bad, but it's not. It's got quite a few years left. The chrome around the side view mirror looks pretty darn good too. While we're at it, let's work our way inside the car. We have some wonderful photographs of this entire interior. Okay, so I'm not going to beat this interior to death, but we'll talk about it real quick. They got a couple little itty bitty marks in here, but I'm trusting that the video camera is picking up on these colors really nice. This is just a piece of black, and it's all intact. There's no big holes broken into the side of it. Everything feels good. Nothing's fallen off. Just a little wear, but I mean, man, look at this. This is a black inside of a door of a 73 Dodge Challenger. It's awesome. Just a little bit of wear, folks. Nothing to freak out about. Let's look over my knees here. We can see inside the door jamb. Not so bad. Maybe a little bit of surface rust saying hello, but particularly kind of sort of normal on a car valued at this price and for what it is. Okay, it's and you're getting front row seats of the entire condition. You shouldn't have any questions once we're done here today. Okay, down here along this lower kick panel, all this seems really good. Nice blue paint, a couple little wear marks getting in and out. This is just normal production stuff mixed along with some extra rebuilding build, what have you. It is what it is. This chrome along here, not sure if this is original or not, but it's in pretty darn good shape. I'm gonna hop up and pull forward this seat. The leather back here in the back of this seat looks pretty darn good. We'll check out the other side. I'm sure there's some good photographs of the rear, but I'm gonna back up right here real quick so the back seat can get a real quick, nice little glance. Looks nice and shiny. I'd be happy to sit back there myself. I'm in. And those panels on both sides where you roll this window down back here, let's roll the window down. Window rolls real nice. But both of these panels back here on both sides are impressively nice inside here in the interior. The interior is super cool, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, go ahead. Take a look and see what we have here. One quick shot in there to the driver's side. We've got lots of fancy photographs of this area here, folks. You can refer back to them. Passenger side door seems to be in the exact same shape as the driver's side. Little age wearing, very minor, but once again, all one big piece of plastic. Nothing's broke or split. It looks good up here too, where you rest your arm. There's not all gunked up. It feels good. Little light wear inside some of these fake wood panels. All things that you would normally see on a Challenger, older car, if you will, that wasn't restored yesterday. Inside the door jamb looks good. A little bit of dirt in there, maybe a little bit of surface rust. Nothing's jumping out at me. No red flags. And here's your passenger side kick panel. Once again, this is too good a shape here. This looks beautiful. Blue all looks good. All this condition here looks pretty much just like the driver's side. Okay. We'll look at the back of this passenger side seat. And the molding down here for the seat belts, they're hair worn, but I wouldn't kick out of bed the fact that some black, bring it back to black, would clean this stuff up real nice on both sides. Center console, we get a good eye. Here's your old, if you had to do some smoking back in the day, there was your ashtray. I even forgot what it was called. It's been so long. Ashtray. Glove box, the center console piece. This whole big black piece along here looks terrific. I'm sure you can check that out in the photographs as well. And there's your dash cover, and the dash cover looks terrific. I'll look at it from the outside here. I don't see any splits. Oh, I do. There is one in the center of the dash. You can head straight in here. Right there, right underneath that chip, there's a real small split in the dash. That's only about a half an inch long, and it's hard to see if you're not looking for it, but there it is. We have some hood pins on the front of this Challenger installed before we got the car. Tastefully done. $340. Now, since this is a condition video, ladies and gentlemen, you want to read about that motor, when it was taken apart, when it was put in the car, is it numbers matching, which I understand it is. You can read the description. Other than that, I'm just going to let the camera do the work in here, get a little focus on a couple little corners and areas of the car. The original Protecto Plate is right here with all your RPO numbers on it, so you can make sure that this car was born the B5 blue, and so on and so forth. A lot of times they are gone from the automobile, but that one's still there. Underneath the hood, got a little bit of some aging down here. I wouldn't call it surface rust, just a little aging. The car's been around. Some of these moldings here, these moldings look like they might have been replaced. They're super, wow, they're loaded with moisture. So this mechanism works really well to keep the hood down. There you go. Small block 340 in there. Okay, close up the hood. Sure, get the pins reinserted. A couple scratches on these hood pins from taking them on and off, but obviously that is extremely normal. Little mark right here, just in case we missed that one earlier. I do not know if these turn signal flashers actually work right here. Some of you big-time Challenger fans will be questioning whether these turn signals light up once we use the turn signals. Give us a call. I'll have an answer for you, okay? I don't know about that just now. But let's get the trunk open so we can see what's in the trunk. Looks like we have some aftermarket amps back here for a decent sound system. We did notice that the radio system in this car has been upgraded. I don't know the specifics on it. You can look that up. Back here we have the normal old school flooring for the trunk. I wanted to pull some of this up so you can see what's going on back here. This is normal surface rust. Yes, I wish it looked nicer. I didn't have to lift this carpet though either. I wanted you to see what was going on down here underneath this carpet. It is all very mild. This is all very solid. And in a good weekend, you could have this scraped up and sprayed to look really nice again. Underneath the trunk looks all real good. I don't see any damage under here. All looks the way it's supposed to be. Even in these jams, I would presume this is normal build stuff. But back here, along this crevice back here, there is some surface rust on top of the paint. Once again, normal places for that kind of thing. And back and underneath here, it looks really solid. I would believe that if I crawled back there, some of you might have some questions about what's going on back there. But I mean, folks, we're going to look at the undercarriage of the car in a little while. You're going to have a lot more questions answered. Trunk's good. Passenger side door. Closes nice. Driver's side door. One shot. Closes nice. Nice and flush here. Nice and flush here. Not exact body panel matches and connecting together, but you've seen enough of this car now, ladies and gentlemen. 1973 Dodge Challenger, B5 blue with the 340 in it, automatic transmission. This is an awesome car. My heart goes out to this car quite a bit. If you have any more questions, please feel free to give us a call here, okay? 702-818-1031, and we'd be happy to answer. But let's move on and see what it looks like underneath. We're going to go over the condition of underneath the car, the undercarriage, and we're going to look at the lower rocker panels like we discussed earlier, okay? So we're starting over here on the passenger side, down here on the bottom. We'll start at the passenger side back corner. Got a small separation in the body paneling here. It's a little loose. Got some small discoloration in the paint here. Not really sure what the black is from, but yes, we're going over all the stuff that meets the road down here. This is where you find all the road wear. Now, if you were here, like I said earlier, you'd want to see this stuff. So what I'm going to do is attempt to show you all of this so you don't have to worry about anything. And you can make your decision a little easier. Going to go right along. We're going to work our way from the back of the passenger side of the car, and we're going to work our way forward. I don't have to point this out. I can see that you can see this small mountainous region right there, which means a little surface rust we have going on there, and we're going to continue our way down. Now, as we get into this portion of the car, you'll see those little white dots. Those little white dots are normal road wear. Like we said earlier, we don't believe this car was redone any time recently, and it's been driven and enjoyed. So all the way down here where the car curves and meets the street, we've got plenty of road wear, and but you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing. We're going to take it one step up and work on it right underneath these black stripes, and you can see that road wear totally dissipates once we get a little higher up on the car because it's not as close to the road. But nice paint, and just those small little instances in the side of the car that we talked about earlier. Got a small chip right here, real small chip right here. Super small if you're cruising down the road or pulling into a car show, and aside from getting down on your hands and knees and studying it, these kinds of things you won't see. I'm going to resort back here just to get the next step up here. This is the rear quarter panel. We're back to the little black spots on the bottom down here, and nice blue paint on its way up. Okay, and the trim molding around, the trim molding. All this is in pretty good shape. It's a little worn, a little extra dirty. Probably only has some, I'm going to focus better here. Some wax caught in it and stuff like that, but some road wear for certain. Okay, back down the side of the car. You could, I want to follow this line, the bottom of the door. Small indentation right here, and everything's pretty clean. Center of your screen, the door line where it meets the lower rocker panel, all pretty even, except for a couple missing links there. Okay, again, we are right now at the front fender. Got some normal road wear here, some normal little surface rust down here. Nothing to go absolutely crazy over. Here is the front driver's side wheel and tire. Let's take a quick look up here in the wheel cavity. And your front driver's side wheel and tire. No curb rash on any of these wheels, folks. They're beautiful Keystone Classics. Okay, let's work our way around the front of the car. This lower valance here, we're right underneath the front bumper on the passenger side, okay? There's the turn signal there, reflector, here's the turn signal, fog light up front. Okay, we're gonna go across this paint down here before we go underneath the car so you can get a gist of what's going on. If you look closely in the center of your screen, I'll move along nice and slow. This is road wear, folks. Normal road wear at that. There are no big gouges down here in the blue paint. It's just a lot of little white specks of where normal road wear has taken effect here. There should be a photograph and the archives here of pictures for this car that will address some of these areas too. This area up front here, right near the fog lamp, it got some paint that is doing some stuff here. I know you can see it. Also, I hope you appreciate my finger. Look how close I am to this front bumper. You know, it's just a little unhappy paint, but it's blue. It's not smooth, but you know, it's blue. It looks okay, and looks okay. Here is directly up underneath the front bumper. And we cleaned it up pretty good. This trim molding down here, as well as this one as well, where my finger is, it's all one piece and it all looks nice and straight and very, very chrome. It looks good. Yeah, looks good. Okay, very front, we're on the driver's side now. This is the front of the car, the front bumper. Sorry about the light, I'll try and figure that out. And once again here, we've got a couple little white marks in the paint. It's just some normal road wear, okay? I've been very close to the car now for the last 6 minutes. I'm gonna back up. These little white marks, folks, you know, they're all located in this area, but I'm now 3.5 feet away from the car, and you can barely see these marks, okay? So I just want you to keep in mind, sometimes this video camera makes things a lot worse than they are, and I don't wanna shy any of you away for, you know, really making things look too bad. In general, folks, this is a 1973 Dodge Challenger. There's not a whole lot of these cars left, and the ones that are left, good luck finding one that's, you know, in a mint condition. It's very difficult to find. Your front door well or wheel well here looks just as good as the driver's side or passenger side. I'm going to go down the driver's side now, folks. This is starting from the front of the car. You see this normal wear here that I was referring to earlier. We have some extra little marks, some extra little road wear here, okay? And down here as well. Pretty much from this section up until this section is the most road wear. I'll be a little more clear about the section that I'm referring to here. I'm going to do my best with the light. Notice once again, now I'm going to say I'm 8 to 10 feet away from the car, and the section that we were just looking at was right here. So yes, some minor road wear in this section, but as you can see, you really got to be up on top of it. Now, if you were here looking at the car, you'd be up on top of it and you know it. It's my job here. That's what I'm trying to do to make you feel potentially more comfortable with your purchase. Okay, get the normal screen back if I could. Thank you, camera. All right, we're going to come back. Going to follow the rest of the bottom of the car over. There's some paint that's chipped away there. All of this is very normal. It's all solid, just like the other side. I should have banged on the other side. None of this stuff is getting ready to flake off. Now down here on this side of the car as well, we have a small mountainous region here. It is all the way down at the bottom of the car, but it is here, okay? Seems to be some more surface stuff. And just so you know, I'm gonna back up the camera one more time. Click on that spot, and you can understand that it's very difficult to see that section, okay? I'm just letting you know, the potential buyer know that we got a little bit of rot down there. Okay, rear driver's side wheel well. Nice and clean up under here. And your rear driver's side wheel and tire. I don't think we looked at the front driver's side excuse me, wheel and tire. Great shape as well. Okay, we're gonna do the next section up would be these black stripes, okay? All of this up here, once again, we get a little higher off the road. There's considerably much less road wear, okay? So this whole stripe area here on this driver's side, got an itty bitty mark there. All of these stripes here along are all correct. They are not, none of them are flaking off. There's a couple little marks and abrasions in the paint. As well as a couple other locations here. But once again, they're really small. Just trying to let you know that they're there. Okay. And here is the back of the rear driver's side fender. We have no mountainous regions back here. This all feels good. All feels good. Okay, let's get back to the rear bumper. I'm gonna back up the camera just a little bit so you can see the bottom of the rear bumper. The chrome is in good shape. Every once in a while, a little road wear, little normal road marks. But all in all, this fender looks terrific. This is the underside. You've already seen the top part earlier on in this video. Okay, the rear valence panel, we'll call it, back here, where the exhaust system comes out. All seems to be in some pretty good shape. Maybe just some little road wear, but it's all, there's a little scratch right here, but it's all intact. There's no bubbles, there's no big rust starting or anything like that. I'm not really sure how this is normally supposed to connect up here, but it's nothing that I would jump at. This is all very low to the ground when it's sitting on the ground. But we just want you to see what's going on underneath the car. Here's your driver's side exhaust outlet and your passenger side exhaust outlet. Now let's start to take a journey underneath the car. I'm gonna spend some time here, make sure that the phone's in focus so you can see things real well. You see we got, a little bit of dirt down here. But just it's all very, very normal down here for a 1973 vehicle. I'm going to shut up for a minute and let you, the potential buyer, study. So I'm spending some time here making sure that what's in the viewfinder here, what you're watching at home, is what I'm seeing. So I tap the camera from time to time to make sure it stays in focus. So just bear with me here. passenger side, in front of the passenger side tire. Into the bottom of the oil pan. And I'll go around to the driver's side. Look back as well. Fighting with an outside light, sorry. Get most of it in here. And one more trip down through the center of the car. All right. There you have it. Undercarriage, 1973 Dodge Challenger. The lower rocker panels. We've got this one figured out. Let's go for a ride. All right. Starts right up. Give it a little rev. All right, so I can put my foot on the brake. It's running good. If I hit some buttons here, this Alpine stereo system works. Oh, yeah. So stereo system works good. The clock is working, ladies and gentlemen. I know you can't see it, but the second hand is whipping its way around there. Looks like the gas gauge works good, half tank. We've had this running for a little bit, so we're at mid-temperature here, which is perfect. And boy, it seems like all of our gauges are working just fine right now. Gonna give it a little rev, get the RPMs down just a little bit. I'm gonna put it into drive. Power steering is lovely. Exactly what this car needs. Okay. Now we're just gonna go cruising. Like to adjust my seat so I move back just a little bit. Yep, that works good. I got two hands on the wheel. I am currently doing about 25 miles an hour, and this is just about as smooth as it can be. 30 miles an hour. Everything sounds great. My foot's on the brake pedal for the first time. I'm gonna hit it pretty good. Doing about 35 miles an hour on the brake. Wow, this car stops instantly. Saw that big master cylinder inside the engine compartment. It's doing its job. This muscle car can stop. No issues whatsoever. I'm back on the gas. Put my right turn signal on, blinking right in front of my face right here. Sure it works just fine. Okay, canceled that back out. I'm back on the gas. Still only doing about 25 miles an hour here. My foot's back on the brake. Okay, we're stopped good. These brakes are terrific. I'm gonna hit the gas. We're gonna get up to speed here for a moment. Sounds like first gear. There's second. I felt it cancel out in the drive. Very little air coming in through the windows. I can hear it. We're doing about 50 miles an hour. My foot's back on the brake. Very smooth ride, no pull to the left or right. Right-hand turn signal. Excuse me. Let's try the left turn signal, make sure it blinks the same. It does. The speedometer's got a little bit of a wiggle to it while you're driving, but it's really close to, it's nothing. Nice and quiet in this cabin. Let's give it a little gas here. And a little more gas. Very strong runner. No valve tap issues. I don't hear anything suspicious coming from the engine compartment. Once again, these brakes are a dream. My foot is not shaking while I'm driving. Everything's really nice. My left turn signal on this time. Work my way around this parking lot. We'll work our way back to the back of Celebrity Cars. All right. Oh, canceled. The turn signal canceled out on its own. I'm going to stop one last time. And we'll give it a little gas here, see if it's got all the torque and all the things that it should have. All the things that it should have. Very solid car. You'd be very happy to own this automobile. I'm growing very fond of it as I drive it. Okay, we're cruising back up to the back of Celebrity Cars. My foot's on the brake for the last time. We're gonna hit it pretty good. One last time. No tug to the right or left as I pull. So it's a very straight driver, very simple. It's got all the power that a 340 would have. Not too much, not too little. Sound system sounds pretty good. Not gonna play with that again. I'm pretty sure some of our video camera coverage and film shows the taillights working and the headlights working, and I feel pretty happy to put this car back into park. Great car.